Is Raila Amolo Odinga grooming Peter Kenneth as his 2022 presidential running mate? What is their game plan? Or is he grooming Peter Kenneth to take over from Nick Mwendwa at the FKF? That's the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. Because yesterday, Raila Odinga had to cut short his campaign tour of Kibra to go to Kasarani Stadium to watch Gor Mahia play DC Motema Pemba I think, of DRC. And when Raila Odinga arrived there, Peter Kenneth was there. And just like I keep on saying on this platform, that in politics, nothing just happened out of coincidence. Everything in politics happened as per the script and are planned. So, from the arrangement, from the sitting arrangement at that stadium, a message was being sent out to Kenyans. Because from the pictures which were circulated online, you can see Peter Kenneth sitting next to Raila Odinga to the left, and Ambrose Rachir sitting next to Raila Odinga to the right. You can see Ambrose Rachir had to sit there because he's the chairman of Gor Mahia Football Club. But Peter Kenneth sitting on the left side of Raila Odinga. When Raila Odinga came with MPs, he attended that event with Otinda Molo and Junet Mohamed. Tells you that there's something. Because in ordinary circumstance, if Raila Odinga came with Junet Mohamed is the minority whip in parliament. So in ordinary circumstance, Raila Odinga would have, Junet Mohamed would have sat next to Raila Odinga. But in this instance, people can argue it was a political, it was a football match, which is okay. But in politics, things are designed the way they were designed yesterday. So I strongly believe that Peter Kenneth and Raila Odinga are up to something. And this is not the first time Peter Kenneth and Raila Odinga are meeting. Remember, after the handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga, Peter Kenneth was among the few leaders from central Kenya to visit Raila Amolo Odinga at his office. And again, after it became apparent that we are going to have the Building Bridges Initiative referendum, Peter Kenneth again went to Raila Odinga's office and Raila Odinga briefed him on the Building Bridges Initiative. And
Peter Kenneth is a friend, and we worked very closely with him during the period of the Grand Coalition government. He was assistant minister in the Ministry of Finance, and therefore in that regard he's very versatile with the management of the economy of our country. So we have discussed the issues concerning the management of the economy. I've also taken the opportunity to brief him on the Building Bridges Initiative, this origin and the purpose, and why this initiative is aimed at transforming the country, Kenya.
I'm also very pleased that he has, in the meantime, having discussed that as a major issue, he has taken me through the building initiative, which I think is important for our country. Our country is bigger than all of us. And the Right Honorable Raila Odinga and His Excellency the President's handshake on the 9th of March are very key to holding the country together and forging a way in which the country can move together, with each Kenyan being appreciated and working hard for our beloved country. Thank you.
now, that's Peter Kenneth and Raila Odinga. And Raila Odinga is clearly explaining to Kenyans that they met for him to brief Peter Kenneth on the Building Bridges Initiative. Now, the question is, why would these two individuals meet? And what could they be planning? In my view, the meeting between Raila Odinga and Peter Kenneth can be looked at several perspectives. And these are some of the reasons why I think they met. Number one is a possibility of Raila Odinga making Peter Kenneth his running mate in 2022. What do I mean? In 2013 and 2017, Raila Odinga had a coalition. In 2013, he had CORD. In 2017, he had NASA. And it's now clear that NASA is dead, based on even what happened to Musalia Mudavadi yesterday. Because if NASA was not dead, there was no way Musalia Mudavadi convoy would have been stoned in Kibra. So NASA is dead. So Raila Odinga cannot have Musalia Mudavadi as a running mate. Secondly, Kalonzo Musyoka supported Raila Odinga twice, in 2013 and in 2017, as a running mate. And I don't think it will be proper for Kalonzo Musyoka, politically speaking, especially in Eastern, for him to support Raila Odinga again as a running mate. And for his own political survival, Kalonzo Musyoka must contest the presidency. So Musalia Mudavadi and Kalonzo Musyoka are out. They can't be Raila Odinga's running mate. And of course, it was clear Raila Odinga cannot be running mate to the toe. He could only support one of them if he had ascended to the presidency. And William Samoei Ruto is also under pressure to appoint a running mate from Central Kenya. But there's a challenge. If William Ruto appoints a running mate from Central Kenya, the narrative would be that Kenyans are tired with the Kikuyu presidency and Kalenjins. Because we've had Kikuyu Kalenjin, Kenyans are tired with that. So William Samoei Ruto might be forced to go to, say, Western Kenya or some other place to look for a running mate. And that leaves a fertile ground in Central Kenya for Raila Odinga. And with the help of President Uhuru Kenyatta. So Raila Odinga can appoint Peter Kenneth as a running mate to be able to get a big chunk of Central Kenya votes. Because one thing is also clear. I'm not saying Central Kenya will not offer a candidate in 2022. They can offer, because Central Kenya has so many people who are capable of running for the presidency. They can run, but they can't get votes from Kenyans. At least they'll have to wait a bit. And for the future of their politics, they would also want, say for example, to have someone close to power. So if Peter Kenneth is appointed by Raila Odinga as the running mate, then chances of a few Kikuyus just now supporting Raila Odinga because Raila Odinga has a running mate from Central Kenya would be high. That's why I strongly believe Raila Odinga is keen on Peter Kenneth, to an extent that when Raila Odinga attended the funeral of Peter Kenneth's mother, he appealed to President Uhuru Kenyatta to offer Peter Kenneth a job. So that's number one in my view. There could be chance of him being groomed as the running mate. Number two, I think the Building Bridges Initiative referendum is coming. And the biggest challenge for Raila and for Uhuru Kenyatta has been Central Kenya. And you remember, in Central Kenya, that's where majority of elected leaders who are supposed to support President Uhuru Kenyatta are rebelling. They are opposed to President Uhuru Kenyatta. Actually, they are now opposing the Building Bridges Initiative. And if President Uhuru Kenyatta will be defeated in Central Kenya, then that would be the end of President Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta would wish, even if he's not the president, to wield some political power. And he can only do that if he has Central Kenya in his pocket. But from the look of things, Central Kenya is going the Ruto way. So people like Peter Kenneth, Martha Karua, Kilemi Mwere are coming up very strongly as a force. So probably they want to use this Building Bridges initiative to propel their agenda. And if you remember, Peter Kenneth, Martha Karua at one point addressed, and several other leaders from Central Kenya at one point addressed a political rally and a press conference where they talked issues to do with Central Kenya politics. So in my view, Raila Odinga could be meeting with Peter Kenneth clandestinely to plot on how they're going to sell the Building Bridges Initiative referendum to the people of Central Kenya. I don't want to assume everything, but something is convincing me that could be a possibility. Number 3 is also the possibility of Peter Kenneth being groomed, not as a running mate, but as someone who can take over the leadership of Central Kenya, of Nairobi County as a governor. Remember, the current governor of Nairobi is Mike Mbuvi Sonko. But Mbuvi Sonko is running a one-man show in Nairobi. And the fact that Mbuvi Sonko has now fallen out with the Central Kenya mafia and cartels, chances of these guys wanting someone else to take over are very high. That's why the name of Peter Kenneth must be mentioned. And also, assuming Raila Odinga will not be running for the presidency. I mean, will be running for the presidency, but not with a running mate from Central Kenya. The other carrot he can dangle to them is Nairobi. Because we can't have Kikuyus outside the central government and outside Nairobi politics. So one of them must be held by them. So if we have a Kikuyu, if we not have a Kikuyu presidency, then chances of pushing for a Kikuyu governor in Nairobi would be very high. And in my view, I think that also could be a reason why Raila Odinga is in talks with Peter Kenneth. And we all know that Peter Kenneth is also a very close associate of President Uhuru Kenyatta. And the Central Kenya leadership would easily approve Peter Kenneth. Because even in the last election, President Uhuru Kenyatta had wanted Peter Kenneth to take over from Governor Kidero in Nairobi. But Mike Sonko, being Mike Sonko, managed to outweigh him to become the governor of Nairobi. And lastly, something also tells me it could be about the football in Kenya. The FKF is headed for an election in the next few months. And Nick Mwendwa is the current chairperson. And I don't think he has performed to the expectations of football lovers in this country. And Raila Odinga is one of them. And we must also remember that at one point, Peter Kenneth was the chairperson of KFF. And during that time, when he was the chairperson, the football in this country was at the highest level. And with the current leadership, where we had, for example, sponsors like SportsPesa, Betin coming in heavily, without positive impact on football in this country, I think maybe Raila Odinga is trying to fix this. And that's why you saw Ambrose Rachir seated on the right side of Raila Odinga as the chairman of Gor Mahia, and you saw Peter Kenneth sitting to the left. Probably they wanted to send a message, and also the choice, because in this country, apart from Gor Mahia, the only other football club you can talk of is AFC. And Rachir has been nursing that ambition of becoming the FKF chairperson. And probably they had an agreement with Peter Kenneth. And I'm told the person who insisted that Raila Odinga must attend that event was Otiende Amolo. And for those who might not know, Otiende Amolo is a partner of Amolo and Rachel Advocates. And that's how things are in this country. So probably I think Raila Odinga and Peter Kenneth, they have a game plan. And that game plan could be both short-term and long-term. And when I talk of short-term, it could be about the Building Bridges Initiative, it could be about the FKF elections. And if I talk of the long-term, it's actually the 2022 politics. So, in my view, I think those are the major reasons why Peter Kenneth and Raila Odinga met yesterday. I don't know what you think. But if you are bumping on this video for the first time, what we do on this channel is simple. We analyze politics. And then the best thing you can do is to hit the subscribe button. Because we know that this channel will always add value, politically speaking. So the best thing you can do is to hit the subscribe button so that anytime you produce a video, you get notified. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Tomorrow is my birthday. So kesho expect my M-Pesa number. I'll give it to you guys. Yeah, so nikunywe chai ya 200, 500, 1000 from you guys. I know 10 or 20 people can send. Then I'll be sorted. Thank you guys. And please enjoy your day. By the way, the elections in Kibra is going to be very interesting. I'd promised to do a video, and I want to do it next week, looking at the strengths and the weaknesses of all the candidates running in Kibra. So it's a video I want to work on. So I'll request for your inputs. So if I inbox you, for those I have their numbers, if I inbox you to tell me what you think about Kibra, the strength of Owalo, the strength of McDonald Mariga, the strength of Imran Okoth, and probably the strength of Butish, then just feel free and respond, because I'll use those just the way I've always used here to create that video. And you know, this channel has been where it is today because of the support which I get from you. And the other support which I always request on this platform is just one: help me create interactions. You can only do that by either dropping a comment or giving your view, or just simply clicking the thumbs up. So by that you create interactions, and from those interactions I'll be able to understand what most people think, what they want. Like for example, do you think Raila Odinga is grooming Peter Kenneth as his running mate in 2022? Drop your comments below. Thank you guys, and please enjoy your day.